The 2 million-acre Yellowstone National Park is one of the most famous national parks in the world, and for good reason. It's home to some of the country's most prized possessions, including its first geyser basin, the world's largest concentration of geysers, the most extensive collection of hot springs, and the greatest variety of geothermal features on Earth. But while it's a favorite among nature lovers and a hotspot for tourists, what many people don't know about this park is that it sits atop one of the most dangerous supervolcanoes in the world. If you haven't yet heard, Yellowstone is a volcano, and not just any kind of volcano. It's a supervolcano, meaning that it has the potential to eject more than 1,000 cubic kilometers of material during an eruption. That makes it one of only a very select few volcanoes around the world with this potential, including the likes of Mount Toba in Indonesia, which famously caused a so-called volcanic winter when it erupted some 74,000 years ago, and New Zealand's White Island, which is considered the world's most dangerous volcano thanks to its habit of erupting frequently and unexpectedly. Yellowstone Supervolcano has already erupted 3 times in the past. The oldest eruption occurred approximately 2.1 million years ago and blew out 1,600 cubic kilometers of ash and pumice. The next blast came roughly 1.3 million years ago and sent 2,500 cubic kilometers of material into the air. Then, another 124,000 years ago, the volcano spewed 2,800 cubic kilometers of material, covering parts of present-day Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming up to 100 meters of ash. These eruptions are responsible for the vast majority of the park's geothermal features today, including the aptly named Grand Prismatic Spring. But as Yellowstone continues to rumble and steam beneath the surface, scientists have been racing against time to learn all they can about it before the next eruption occurs. What they've uncovered may shock you. So keep watching to find out what secrets have been hiding under Yellowstone National Park all along. Before we get started, be sure to hit that like button for more videos. Also, stick around until the end if you want to see some truly fascinating facts about Yellowstone's volcanic history. Yellowstone National Park was established in 1872, making it the world's first national park. It was initially created to protect the area's unique geothermal features, such as geysers and hot springs, as well as its abundant wildlife. However, visitors and park rangers alike were unaware of the true danger that lurked beneath the park's seemingly picturesque landscape. It wasn't until the early 1980s that scientists began to realize the extent of the supervolcano that lay beneath Yellowstone's surface. They discovered that the park was sitting on top of a massive magma chamber that stretched for over 43 miles beneath the ground. This revelation led to fears that a catastrophic eruption could occur at any moment, leading to widespread destruction and even global disaster. Since then, scientists have been working tirelessly to monitor the volcano's activity and develop strategies to mitigate the risk of an eruption. Despite the potential danger, however, Yellowstone National Park remains open to visitors who come from all over the world to experience its natural beauty. The park's iconic geysers, bison, and wolves are just a few of the must-see attractions that draw tourists in every year. In recent years, scientists have become increasingly concerned about the potential for a major eruption at Yellowstone. The U.S. Geological Survey reported that in 2018 alone, there were nearly 2,000 earthquakes near Yellowstone, leading to heightened fears of an impending disaster. Despite these concerns, park officials have assured visitors that there is no immediate danger of a super eruption. Still, they continue to monitor the volcano closely and advise visitors to be prepared in case of an emergency. One of the biggest challenges facing scientists studying Yellowstone's supervolcano is the sheer size of the magma chamber beneath the park. Using advanced imaging techniques, researchers have been able to create a detailed map of the magma chamber, which stretches for over 43 miles beneath the surface. This vast network of molten rock is responsible for powering Yellowstone's geothermal features, such as geysers and hot springs. But it also poses a significant risk in the event of an eruption. If the magma chamber were to rupture, the molten rock would quickly spread outward, destroying everything in its path. To make matters worse, The magma chamber is located relatively close to major population centers such as Boise, Idaho, and Billings, Montana. This means that if an eruption were to occur, millions of people could be affected. In addition to the physical destruction caused by an eruption, scientists also worry about the environmental impact. Ash and other volcanic debris would likely blanket large areas of the surrounding states, disrupting agriculture and other industries. The eruption could also release large amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, contributing to climate change. Despite these concerns, scientists remain optimistic that they will be able to predict an eruption with enough time to evacuate nearby populations. By studying the history of previous eruptions and monitoring the activity of the supervolcano, researchers are developing models that can forecast future eruptions. They're also working with local officials to create evacuation plans and emergency procedures. While there is no doubt that a major eruption at Yellowstone would be a devastating event, the scientific community is committed to doing everything possible to minimize the damage. Through continued research and monitoring, we may one day be able to better understand and predict the behavior of this powerful natural phenomenon. If you're still with us, we'd appreciate a thumbs up. Keep watching to find out why. Some experts believe that Yellowstone could erupt again soon. As mentioned earlier, Yellowstone National Park has been the site of 3 major super eruptions in the past. The first 2 were so ancient that their occurrence had little or no impact on humans or human history. But the third was much more recent, occurring just 124,000 years ago. This eruption, which scientists refer to as the Lava Creek eruption, was responsible for the vast majority of Yellowstone's current geothermal features. It also had a profound impact on the region's ecology and geology. The explosive force of the eruption was equivalent to 2,700 atomic bombs, blasting out 2,800 cubic kilometers of material, which rained down over parts of present-day Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming. The eruption was so powerful that it left behind a massive caldera, which is now home to Yellowstone Lake. The ejected material included ash, pumice, and other volcanic debris that covered an area of over 170,000 square kilometers. This debris formed thick layers of ash and mud that buried entire forests. The Lava Creek eruption had a profound impact on the region's ecology. The sudden deposition of large amounts of volcanic material altered the landscape and disrupted the balance of life in the area. Many species of plants and animals were wiped out by the eruption, but others adapted to the new environment and thrived. Over time, the area recovered and became home to a wide variety of wildlife, including bison, elk, and wolves. Scientists continue to study the Lava Creek eruption in order to better understand its effects on the region. By examining the layers of ash and other volcanic debris, researchers are able to piece together the history of the eruption and its impact on the surrounding environment. This knowledge helps us to better understand the power of Yellowstone's supervolcano and the potential risks associated with it. It's important to note that Yellowstone hasn't exhibited signs of increased activity since the last eruption 124,000 years ago. However, some experts believe that it may be due for another eruption sooner rather than later. There have been several instances of increased seismic activity in the region, leading some to believe that a new eruption could be on the horizon. For example, in 1859, a series of earthquakes shook the region around Yellowstone, leading to the formation of several new hot springs and geysers. Similarly, in the 1980s, scientists detected an increase in the frequency and intensity of earthquakes in the area. While these events did not result in an eruption, they do suggest that the magma chamber beneath the park is highly active. It's important to note that despite these concerns, scientists have not issued any warnings of an impending eruption. In fact, most experts agree that the risk of an eruption in the near future is extremely low. Nevertheless, it's always wise to be prepared and to stay informed about the potential dangers of living near a supervolcano. The U.S. Geological Survey monitors Yellowstone's activity around the clock and issues regular updates on its website. Additionally, local officials have developed evacuation plans in the event of an eruption. By staying informed and following the advice of experts, residents and visitors alike can help to ensure that they are prepared in the unlikely event of a Yellowstone supereruption. What do you think? Is it safe to visit Yellowstone National Park? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.